and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Brain.
And I'm Anna. We're so happy to have you with us today.
If you're learning English and want to speak more naturally, you're in the right place. In each episode, we help you build your vocabulary practice, real conversations, and grow your confidence.
Today's episode is all about something we all do: shopping. Whether you're buying groceries, clothes, or something online, knowing how to speak English while shopping is super useful.
Exactly. Shopping is one of the most common daily activities, and it's full of real-life English. You'll need to ask questions, understand prices, and even talk to store assistants or customer service.
And sometimes it can feel a bit stressful, especially if you're in another country and don't know the right words. But don't worry, we've got you covered.
In this episode, we'll teach you useful shopping vocabulary, common phrases, and we'll even do some role plays to show you how conversations really sound.
Plus, we'll give you some fun practice challenges so you can use what you learn right away.
So grab your shopping bag or your headphones and let's get started.
Okay, Brain, before we jump into the lesson, let's talk. Do you like shopping?
Good question. I'd say it depends. If I'm shopping for something fun like gadgets or books, I love it. But grocery shopping, not so much. What about you?
Oh, I'm totally the opposite. I actually enjoy grocery shopping, especially when the store isn't crowded. I find it kind of relaxing. But shopping for clothes? Ugh, that stresses me out.
Really? I thought most people loved clothes shopping.
Not me. I get overwhelmed with all the sizes, colors, and trying things on. And then asking the staff for help in English that used to make me nervous when I first moved abroad.
Yeah, I get that. Asking, do you have this in medium? Or, where's the fitting room? Those things sound simple. But when you're learning a new language, even small questions feel huge.
Exactly. I remember once I wanted to return a shirt, but I didn't know the word receipt. I just said paper from the shop, and the cashier smiled and said, "Oh, you mean the receipt?" It was a little embarrassing, but I learned.
That's the best way to learn real experience. I had a funny moment, too. I asked, "How much does this cost?" And the cashier said, "It's on sale. Buy one, get one free." And I was like, "Wait, free? Both? Are you sure?" I didn't believe it.
Hey, free things are always suspicious.
Right? But moments like those helped me build confidence. And today we're going to help our listeners get that same confidence when they go shopping in English.
Absolutely. So whether you're shopping for food, clothes, or electronics, we'll teach you the words and phrases you need to speak English naturally and confidently.
Let's start with some basic shopping vocabulary. All right, it's time to learn some essential shopping vocabulary. These are the words you'll hear and use almost every time you go to a store.
Yes, and we'll keep it simple and clear. So let's get started with our first word.
1. Cashier. This is the person at the checkout counter who takes your money when you pay.
Example, I gave the money to the cashier. Easy, right?
Very. And here's a tip. Don't confuse cashier with cash. Cash is money. The cashier is the person.
Okay, next word is receipt. This is the small piece of paper that shows what you bought and how much you paid.
Example, don't forget your receipt. You might need it if you want to return something.
And speaking of money, here's a useful one. Change. This means the money you get back after paying more than the cost.
For example, I gave her $10 and got $3 in change. It's also used in other ways, like, can you change this bill into coins?
Nice. Next up, discount. This means a reduced price. If something is cheaper than normal, it's on discount.
Example, this jacket has a 20% discount. And here's another related word, sale. When a store has many items at lower prices, it's a sale.
Like there's a big sale this weekend. Okay, next is checkout. This is the area in the store where you go to pay for your items.
Example, the checkout line is very long. Some stores also have self-checkout machines. You scan your own items and pay.
Here's another good one, basket and cart. A basket is small, you carry it. A cart has wheels, you push it.
Example, I need a cart, I'm buying a lot today.
Next, price tag. This is the little label on an item that shows how much it costs.
Example, is there a price tag on this shirt? Sometimes you have to ask if you can't find it.
And one more useful phrase is out of stock. That means the store doesn't have the item available right now.
Example, sorry that phone is out of stock. Don't worry, they usually restock later.
Great! Let's do a quick review. Say the words with us, listeners.
Cashier receipt, change discount sale, checkout, basket, cart, price tag, out of stock. Nice job! Now you know some of the most important words for shopping in English.
And you'll hear all of these in our next section where we'll teach you real phrases you can use in a store.
Let's dive into it. Common English phrases while shopping coming up next. All right, now that we've learned the vocabulary, let's move on to real phrases you can use when you're out shopping.
These phrases will help you ask for things, understand prices, and communicate with shop assistants easily.
Let's start with one of the most common ones. How much is this?
Yes, you'll use this all the time. If you point to an item and ask, "How much is this?" the shop assistant will tell you the price.
You can also say, what is the price of this? But how much is this? Is more natural and common.
Next useful phrase. Do you have this in a different size? Or do you have this in a different color?
Example, I like this shirt. Do you have it in blue? Or do you have a medium size?
Exactly, it's polite, clear, and helpful.
Here's another good one. Can I try this on? This is what you ask when you want to go to the fitting room and see how clothes look on you.
Yes, and it's always nice to add please, so, excuse me, can I try this on, please?
Good manners go a long way in English-speaking countries.
All right, here's a very common phrase, especially if you're not planning to buy anything yet. I'm just looking, thank you.
Yes? When a store assistant says, "Can I help you?" you can reply, "I'm just looking." It's polite and shows you're browsing, not ready to buy.
Now let's talk about money. If you want to ask about payment options, you can say, "Do you take credit cards?" Or, "Can I pay by card?"
Very useful. Some stores only accept cash, so asking first helps avoid surprises.
And if you want to get a better price, especially in a market or local shop, you might hear, "Can you give me a discount?" Or, "Is there any discount?"
That's right. In many tourist areas or local markets, bargaining is okay, but always be polite.
Let's do a mini dive. Hi there, can I help you?
Hi, yes. I really like this jacket. How much is it?
It's $49.99. It's on sale today.
Nice. Do you have it in a medium?
Yes, let me check. Here you go.
Great. Can I try it on?
Of course, the fitting rooms are... That's how a simple shopping conversation might sound. Easy, right?
Very natural and friendly. And notice how we used simple, clear sentences.
Exactly. You don't need long or complex grammar to sound confident in a store.
So let's review. Repeat these phrases after us, listeners.
How much is this? Do you have this in a different size? Can I try this on? I'm just looking, thank you. Do you take credit cards? Can you give me a discount?
Great job. Now that you know these useful expressions, let's move on to some realistic role plays, starting with a clothing store.
You'll hear the full conversation and learn how to use these phrases naturally. Ready? Let's go.
All right, it's time for our first role play. I'll be the customer.
And I'll be the shop assistant. Listen carefully and try to understand the whole conversation. Good afternoon, can I help you find something?
Yes, please. I'm looking for a pair of jeans.
Sure, what size do you wear?
Medium, I think. Maybe a 32.
All right, we have these in medium. Would you like to try them on?
Yes, please. Where's the fitting room?
It's right over there next to the mirrors.
They fit pretty well. Do you have this style in black?
Let me check. Yes, we do. Here you go.
Thanks, I'll take both. How much are they?
They're $45 each, but we have a buy one get one half price offer today.
Nice. That's a good deal. I'll pay by card.
Perfect. Here's your receipt. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
And that's how a typical clothing store conversation goes. Simple, right?
Very natural. Let's break it down and explain some of the useful phrases we used.
First, I said, "Can I help you find something?" That's a very common and polite way for shop assistants to start a conversation.
Then I said, I'm looking for a pair of jeans. You can use this structure with anything, like I'm looking for a jacket or I'm looking for a birthday gift.
I also asked, "What size do you wear?" You could also say, "What's your size?"
And remember, if you want to try something on, just ask, can I try this on? Very simple and polite.
One more useful phrase. How much are they? This is a natural way to ask for the price when buying more than one item.
Also notice I said I'll take both. That means I decided to buy them. You can say I'll take it or I'll take this when you want to buy something.
Let's have our listeners repeat a few key phrases from that conversation. I'm looking for a pair of jeans. Do you have this in black? Can I try this on? I'll take both. I'll pay by card. Here's your receipt.
Great work, everyone. Now that you've practiced with the clothing store next, we're heading to another popular place.
The supermarket will show you what to say when you're shopping for food and groceries in English.
Let's go shopping next stop, the grocery store.
Welcome back, listeners. Now we're heading to the supermarket. Let's do some grocery shopping.
I'll be the customer again, and Anna will be the helpful store assistant. Listen carefully and try to follow the conversation.
Hello, can I help you find anything today?
Hi, yes. Do you know where the eggs are?
Sure, they're in aisle 4 next to the milk section.
Thanks. And do you have any fresh bread?
Yes, it's at the bakery section near the entrance.
Perfect. Also, are these apples organic?
Yes, they are. And they're on sale today, only the $1.99 per pound.
Nice, I'll get some. And where can I find pasta?
That's in aisle 6 with all the dry food.
Awesome. I think that's everything. Where's the checkout?
Just go straight and turn left. You'll see the checkout counters.
Great. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
And that's a realistic conversation in a grocery store. Simple, friendly, and easy to use in real life.
Let's go over some key phrases from that role play.
First, I asked, do you know where the eggs are? That's a very natural way to ask for help finding an item.
You can replace eggs with anything. Do you know where the rice is? Or do you know where the cleaning supplies are?
Next, I said, are these apples organic? Organic means natural, without chemicals. You might hear this question often.
Also, I said they're in aisle 4. In most supermarkets, items are organized by aisles, so it's helpful to remember that word.
If you want to ask where to pay, just say, where's the checkout? Or where can I pay?
Exactly. Now let's practice together. Repeat after us. Do you know where the eggs are? Are these apples organic? They're in aisle 4. It's at the bakery section. Where can I pay? Thank you for your help.
Nice job. Grocery shopping in English can be simple when you know these useful phrases.
Up next, we'll give you tips on asking for help and making requests politely super important when shopping anywhere.
Let's keep going. You're doing great.
So far, we've been to clothing stores and supermarkets. But now, let's talk about something many of us do almost every week: online shopping.
Yes. Whether it's on Amazon, a clothing website, or a food delivery app online, shopping has its own set of useful phrases.
Let's start with some common expressions you'll see or use when shopping online. Add to cart. Proceed to checkout. Out of stock, in stock. Apply discount code. Estimated delivery time. Track your order. Free shipping return policy.
Let's quickly explain a few of these. Add to cart means you're putting the item in your virtual shopping basket.
Then when you're ready to pay, you click Proceed to checkout.
Out of stock means the item is sold out. If it's in stock, that means it's available.
Apply discount code is a great one. If you have a coupon or promo code, this is where you use it to save money.
Let's do a quick role play to show how these phrases might be used naturally. Hey Anna, I found this cool jacket online. It says only 2 left in stock.
Then you should add it to your cart fast. Did you check if there's free shipping?
Yes, it says free shipping on orders over $50, and I have a discount code. Let me apply that.
Nice, now just proceed to checkout and place your order.
Done, it says estimated delivery time is 3 to 5 business days.
And that's a quick example of how online shopping sounds in English.
Let's have our listeners repeat a few of those useful phrases with us. Add to cart. Proceed to checkout. Out of stock. Apply discount code. Estimated delivery time. Track your order.
Online or offline English shopping phrases are all about being clear and polite.
Coming up next, we'll teach you how to ask for help politely while shopping, both in person and online. Let's keep going. Now that we've covered useful phrases, let's talk about something just as important: culture.
Yes, shopping in English-speaking countries isn't just about language. It's also about how people interact, what's considered polite, and what to expect. In many English-speaking countries, when you walk into a store, the staff will greet you with a friendly, "Hi, how can I help you?" or "Let me know if you need anything."
It's polite to respond even if you're just looking. A simple "thanks, I'm just looking" is perfect. English-speaking cultures really value politeness, so always say "please" when asking for help, and "thank you" after.
Even small things like, "Could you help me, please?" or "Thank you so much" go a long way. In countries like the US or UK, many stores have self-checkout machines. These are places where you scan and pay for your own items.
If you're unsure how to use one, you can always ask a staff member, "Excuse me, could you help me with the self-checkout?" This one's important. In large stores, bargaining or asking for lower prices isn't common.
But in local markets or small shops, it might be okay, especially in tourist areas. Just be respectful and polite.
So remember, be friendly, be polite, and observe how others behave. It'll help you fit in and feel more confident.
Next up, let's put everything together and give you a final conversation recap to review what we've learned today. All right, brain, it's quiz time. Are you ready?
I'm ready. And listeners, we want you to answer these questions too. We'll give you a few seconds to respond, so speak out loud if you can.
You want to buy a shirt. What do you say to the shop assistant?
You could say, "Excuse me, do you have this in a medium?" Or, "Can I try this on?" You're in a grocery store and can't find the bread. What do you ask?
Try "Excuse me, where can I find the bread?" Super polite and clear. You're shopping online. What button do you click to save an item?
Add to cart. That's right. You hear someone say, "It's in aisle 6. Where are you?"
You're probably in a supermarket or a grocery store.
Nice job, everyone. If you got most of those right, you're doing amazing.
And if you missed one, no worries, just go back and review. That's how we learn.
Now let's wrap things up with a final goodbye and homework idea.
All right, listeners, it's time for today's English practice challenge. Are you ready to put your skills to the test?
Here's what we want you to do. The next time you go shopping, whether in a store or online, try to use at least 3 of the phrases we talked about today.
For example, you can say, "Excuse me, do you know where the eggs are?" Or, "Can I add this to my cart?" if you're shopping online.
Don't worry about making mistakes. Just try to speak clearly and confidently.
And here's a little tip. Practice these phrases out loud before you go shopping. It helps build your confidence.
We'd love to hear how it goes. You can share your experience by commenting on our YouTube videos or sending us a message.
That's a great way to practice and get feedback. So get out there and happy shopping in English.
Ready for the challenge? Let's do it. Wow. Anna, today's episode was packed with useful phrases and tips for shopping, both in stores and online.
Absolutely, we covered everything from basic vocabulary and polite questions to cultural tips and even a little quiz.
If you want to become more confident when shopping in English, the key is to practice regularly, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Remember, being polite and friendly always helps. Using phrases like "excuse me, please, and thank you" goes a long way.
And don't forget, our English practice challenge: try to use 3 phrases the next time you shop.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone. We hope this episode helps you shop with confidence in English.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends.
And leave a comment telling us about your shopping experiences or questions you have.
See you next time on the English Learning.
Thanks so much for joining us today on the English Learning Podcast.
We hope you found these shopping tips and phrases helpful, and that you feel more confident using English while shopping.
Remember, practice makes perfect. Keep using what you've learned in your daily life.
Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you liked this episode, give it a thumbs up.
We'd love to hear your feedback and any topics you want us to cover next. Just leave a comment below.
Until next time, happy shopping and keep speaking English.
Bye, everyone. Take care.